I will cover changing your email password, managing your spam filter, and adding email accounts. To change your email, you will need to open up a web browser and go to MVT's email page. Easiest way to do this are to go to the MVT's web page and click on email. You can also type in mail.mvdsl.com directly into your browser and get to the same page. So the email that we're going to be playing around with is johndoe@mvdsl.com. So I'm going to type in his email address and his password and click login. Once I'm logged in, I go to security options and simply type in my current password, type in the new password that I want to, confirm it, and press update password. It's as simple as that. Now we'll move on to spam management. So we go to click on spam management here, and you have the option of configuring your spam filter to be aggressive and determining what it might be spam, to have a light touch, or something in between, which is the normal setting. So here's aggressive, strict, light, and normal. We recommend keeping it on normal. The other thing you see here is antivirus. The antivirus is always going to be enabled, but you can turn off your spam filter by simply pressing this button, click to disable spam. And you can also, I'm going to have you look at some other spam settings. A little confusing here, but if you click show more, you can see that we can block by subject, by from blacklist, and by from whitelist. So if there's, I guess one of the things, there's easier ways to do this, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But one of the things that is not really recommended, but I find quite useful, is suppose you get emails from annoying.com. Anybody at annoying.com you want to block. So you go in here and click on from blacklist, and we can click on at, if I can spell, annoying.com, and want server and mailbox, and go ahead and click add. And here's the warning you get. I'm just going to ignore that and click OK. So now any email that comes from anybody at annoying.com is going to be blocked. It's going to end up in spam. Go ahead and close this window. Now suppose if there's emails that keep ending up in spam and you want to get them, and say maybe they're coming from people at iwant.com. So I'm going to go ahead and hit iwant.com and click add. Once again, the same warning. And so now anybody at iwant.com is going to be able to send emails to me. It's not going to go to the spam filter. The other option you've got is the subject blacklist. Say maybe you don't want to get anything from Viagra. You can click there and you can type anything that's got Viagra in the subject blacklist. It'll end up in spam. But as I said, there's easier ways of doing this. So the easiest way is to go to webmail. It doesn't really matter which one you use, webmail Lite or Tuxedo. I'm going to go ahead and select webmail Lite, and you'll see a bunch of emails in here. Suppose you don't want to get your MVT bill. Now, I wouldn't recommend this, but you could click MVT and you could click block sender. Now, any MVT email bill you get will end up in spam. The other thing you can do is if you've got stuff in spam, looks like there's only one thing, it looks like it's from Gong. If we want to click on this, we can go ahead and click allow sender, and then anything that we get from Gong is going to end up in email, and his address will end up in that from whitelist that we saw on the previous screen. So that's pretty much spam in a nutshell. I'm going to close out of the mailbox, and we'll get back here to this page. And now I want to cover adding an email account. So the way you add an email account, now one caveat here is you have to be the master user. You have to be the master account. When you sign up for service with MVTel, we always have, you get email with us. The first person to sign up for service, the first email account you create is usually the master account. And that master account can add additional mailboxes. They can change passwords on mailboxes within the family. And we usually allow 5 email accounts. If you need a couple more, give us a call. We're pretty accommodating. We can do that at no extra charge. So go ahead and click Manage Mailboxes, and go ahead and click New Mailbox. And we're going to do one for Jane Doe. I'm going to pause while I type this stuff in. Okay, I went ahead and typed in Jane's information. You'll see here I just put the first part of her email address, Jane Doe. This is the @mvdsl.com. That is the only option that this account has. Now, if you have your own email, maybe your myemail.com, and we host that for you, you would have mvdsl.com or myemail.com as choice. So I go ahead and here and click Create Mailbox. Oh, looks like there's already a Jane Doe at mvdsl.com, so we're just going to need to modify this a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and click 1, and I'm going to pause while I fill in the password. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and click Create Mailbox, and voila, we've got Jane's mailbox created. You can see them both. There's a quota here. Some of the early accounts that we created don't have quotas. Right now the default is 500 megabytes. John is using 12 megabytes, and Jane doesn't have an email, so she's not using any. But you can this is where you can kind of see the quota too. That's it. Thanks for your time.